Hey there, fellow village builders. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Darfall, Episode 2, Surviving Against the Hordes. So there are, I think, 10 campaign missions in total. And then there was also a whole bunch of survival missions that are in sequence. So initially, we have to survive 4 nights at Edgescar, but as you can see, there's a whole lot of other survival missions in here as well. So let's do the tutorial survival mission first.
Battle.
In this case, just because you're already familiar with the mages, I'm going to pick another mage, and then in future missions, I might change it up. And again, we're going to play on medium difficulty, and I'm going to keep the tutorial on. Oh, it's 7 campaign? I thought it was more than that. Maybe I'm wrong. Alright, so let's jump into the survival. And these are sort of like a wave survival. Kind of like, They are billions, maybe? A little bit? But also, there's a win condition as well. Alright, WSD. Z and X. Mouse wheel, we've already gone through these, obviously. Unit selection. It's going to go over some of the basics first. Unit orders. Hire a worker from the keep. So, we click on the keep, and the keep needs to survive. And if we lose the keep, we lose. Click workers. Build a woodcutter near some trees. So, there are different types of buildings. There is, what we're going to do, resource collection. And the way this works is they will collect resources within the sphere of influence of the collector and then walk the resources back to the keep unless you build a depot nearby. So I'm going to put a keep here. And I'm going to hire 2 people. And then I'm also going to put a core. Well, I'll wait for the tutorial to prompt me for that. But while I wait, I'm going to send my hero to go chop down trees as well. Your hero can do resource collection. It does use up their mana, but it's worth doing. Assign a worker to the woodcutter. So if you look at the woodcutter here, I can click left mouse to assign 1, and left mouse again to assign 2. And I'd like to assign 2 woodcutters into it. Up at the top here, we've got your basic resources, and I'll go into the detail about that a little bit more. But here is your population, your military population, and then how many idle workers you have, keeping track of whether you have any idleness. I know some of this UI is covered, so let me show you again. You have your population, worker cap, military cap, and idle workers. You've collected a resource in your hero's inventory. And return it to the keep. Alright, next is build a house.
Your order?
Done. After that, it wants me to produce food. So I'm going to hire another worker, go to the resource production tab, and build a vegetable farm. There are fertile tiles on the map here, so I'm going to build 1 vegetable farm here, and then 1 down there once I'm done. So I'll plop this one here, and put someone in it. And in fact, let's just do both farms now. Hiring 2 workers. Hey, Sapo and Thomas Jade, thank you for the resubs. And it's saying that my hero gains a small amount of XP resource starting. So the next task is to start a quarry. So I'll build a quarry here. Staff it with 2. And then in order to hire people for the quarry, I'm going to need yet another house. So I need to cut down some trees for that. My hero, thankfully, has cut down all the wood I already need. So we'll get a second house going. Now the tutorial wants me to go destroy a Skull of Doom. So I'm going to go send my hero over to the Skull of Doom to clear it out. And in the top here, you'll soon, now that I have 2 farmers, see that I have a positive food production in the last 12 hours.
Magic, strike forth.
In the environment here, you're going to find a lot of resources that you can collect from destructibles and the like. So those 2 gravestones, for instance, had stone in them, and I was able to destroy the gravestones and recover the stone.
Yes. Attacking.
There goes the Skull of Doom. And we got a helmet for it, which adds to our health.
On the move.
Your hero automatically inspires nearby workers, increasing their work speed. Inspire your workers by 10 for 10 seconds by moving close to them. And I'm going to build yet another house. Next, it wants me to have at least 2 farmers, 4 woodcutters, and 2 miners to boost our economy. So that means I'm going to need another woodcutter base to hire out the remaining woodcutters. And my hero just leveled up. And just like last time, I'm going to get healing first, so that I don't have to constantly return to the keep in order to get healing. Now, unlike the campaign, any perks or anything that you get here are obviously roguelike. They only apply to this specific survival map. So it's not like I can build up strength and roll that over to the next mission. And Kadath, thank you for the all the gifted subs. Cheers.
Archmage at your service.
All right. Let's see. The other lumber camp, I'll put it here. It's also worth noting that you can knock down trees with your camps. So if I put a lumber camp here, it would knock down all 3 trees, displacing them. So it's best to not do that, so that you don't lose access to the exploitable resources. You can also queue up orders. So, for instance, I just queued up workers to be trained if and when I have the food, which I currently don't.
Leads, I follow. Perfect.
All right. It wants me to gain wood, stone, and meat. Meat's gonna come from killing animals in the environment. So like deer, for instance, are non-hostile until you engage on them. But that's going to help boost my food count up here, allowing me to train the last 2 woodcutters much sooner.
Rain fire on them.
So now
On
they're
the move.
starting to train up.
Your order. To battle. Done.
And any minute now, we'll have
Perfect.
everything we need. So, this part of the tutorial wants me to use my hero to cut down 40 units of wood and 20 of stone. So, we'll do that next. And I'm also going to consider putting in storage here. So, storage is a drop-off point, and I'm putting the storage next to both the woodcutter and the stonecutter so that they work faster. That way they are spending more time resource collecting and less time running to the keep.
A spell.
And there we go. I now have all the wood that the tutorial wants me to gather. So next up, we'll do this stone.
Yes.
And funny enough, it just told me to build a stockpile, but I already did. The next part of the tutorial wants me to build a lamp. So, during the survival missions, you have a day-night cycle, which can be seen in the top of the map. And at night, it gets super dark, and you will come under a fire. You'll get attacked by enemies. So building lamps will help to provide light for your units, because units that are in darkness, one, you can't really see enemies coming when it's dark, and two, units that are in the darkness are weaker. Warriors are weaker and workers work slower, so it's really useful to illuminate the area.
Well.
All right, now I just need to get 10 more stone with my hero, and this hero boost economy is done. And the lamp is done as well. Lamps consume charcoal while lit during the night.
Arcane winds guide.
So it wants me to build a charcoal burner.
With wisdom I move.
So here's a charcoal burner. And I'm going to put the charcoal burner down here.
Done.
This orc's higher level than me, but should be okay. Reach level 2 with my hero is the next task. Good, I'm about to do that. And here's the charcoal burner. Produce 10 charcoal at the charcoal burner. So if I hold left shift, I can queue up 10 at once. And charcoal can be seen up here in the top left UI. Barely survived. Just how I like it. And for that, I got a little bit of armor.
On the move.
Bring my hero to the healing area and
Your
heal.
order.
Alright, the game is warning me that I'm low on food, so I'll get another vegetable farm up when I can.
With wisdom I move.
And I'll probably want some sort of drop-off depot down this way, so that it's easier to drop off our resources. Which is going to cost 30 more wood than I currently have.
Fine.
I can also automate the production of resources. So, if I click on charcoal here, I can say, always make charcoal when we have less than 12. Which is very handy. So you don't have to micromanage it.
On the move.
Now, where'd that bear go?
Let magic rain.
Alright, the next step is to produce planks, which is a complex building resource. And that's going to allow us to build better things. I also built another lamppost down here, just so that I could see a little bit better.
Your order.
And Dust, thank you for the resub. So I think before I build the carpenter, I'm going to build the storage for this area. Oh, the undead are rising. Prepare myself. So, at nightfall, which is like 10 p.m. every night, we end up getting attacked in waves. And for this tutorial, there's 4 waves, and the last wave is the boss wave.
Perfect.
So here you can see that there's rotten hounds already attacking me
Winds guide me.
and trying to take down my lampposts. Alright, let's get a carpenter up.
Yes. the move.
All right, the carpenter allows you to produce planks, and the tutorial wants me to make 15 of them. So 5, 15, which is going to be 150 wood. It's a lot of wood. So I'm having my hero collect as much wood as he can to try to speed up that process.
Done.
Now, if the enemy units attacked my peasants, the peasants would seek cover in the keep, meaning that the workplaces that they worked at would subsequently, of course, shut down as a result. Oh, we leveled up again. So let's go. I'm going to save up for Warrior's Wisdom, but the ability book, let's get Fireball. All right, next part of the hero tutorial is to collect mana orbs, which I get for killing things and picking up their loot. And the mana orbs are energy which can be crafted in the altar or summon units at home. So peasants, for instance, the workers that I have need mana orbs.
With wisdom I move. Arcane winds guide me.
So here is a case where there is a enemy shutting down some of the workers up there.
Your order?
And now that the threat is over, Tolver goes back to work.
On the move. Perfect. Yes.
This button right here is repair all broken things,
Fine.
which only works when there aren't enemies actively attacking those things. So any enemies nearby your buildings will stop you from being able to do a repair all. And I'm setting up planks and stone to craft up to 20 so that we always have 20.
Wisdom I move.
No, you don't.
On the move. Attacking. Your order?
Very hard to get work done at night, as you can see. Night is generally when you turtle up because of the danger of trying to do anything else.
Arcane.
Time flies when you're having fun. Well, thank you, JD. Cheers. All right, next part of the tutorial wants me to make 5 stone bricks in the stonemason, which I've already done, so I can essentially skip that.
Perfect. Done.
And then I can reserve resources. So raw resources like a wood, I can say 50 of it will not be used, meaning 50 of it will always be reserved for my use, not turned into automatic planks or charcoal or anything like that. Which is a concept I haven't really seen in a lot of other games, but oh my god, is it nice to make sure that you keep a minimum stockpile. So very nice. Now, raw stone typically isn't used a whole lot as a resource, so you don't really need to reserve raw stone, but raw wood is used for a lot of building, so reserving raw stone can be, or raw wood rather, can be really useful.
Arcane winds guide me.
We don't want it burned up for charcoal or whatever.
Perfect.
Ooh, a ring. That gives me attack damage.
Done.
And health. And we should have Daybreak soon. And Daybreak is going to allow us to build palisades a lot more easily. Because we'll be able to actually see what the hell we're building. Because at the moment I can't really envision it all that well.
Your order?
I'd like to, I mean, obviously it's in your benefit to try to incorporate natural pathing blockers
With wisdom I move.
into your designs, going from mountain to mountain or mountain to shore, etc., etc. So I'm gonna wait to do the Palisades quest for when I can see a little bit better during the day.
Done. Your order?
So let's do that here. So we have a mountain here and a mountain there. So if we build a lamp to start to bridge the gap to give me access to be able to build in this area, we'll be able to wall this area off.
Perfect.
And likewise, I can do something similar over here, building a wall between those two sections. So I'll do the southern wall first.
Arcane winds guide me.
Alright, the tutorial wants me to gain mana orbs.
Yes.
I'm going to fight enemies around the healing well so that I can use the healing well to my advantage while I defend. But here we go, Palisades. And for this one, I'm just going to like cut straight on through the forest because it's trees that I'm not likely to use. And then I'm going to leave a space for a gate here. And then with one more lamp placed around here, I'll be able to cut off enemy access to this whole area.
With wisdom I move. Done. Perfect. Arcane winds guide.
All right, next task is to build a ballista. So ballista are automatic attack, and they ignore walls. They shoot past walls. So I'm going to lay out the ballistas so that they have maximum range, putting them right against the wall, so I can shoot past it. Because a lot of the enemies early on will be melee enemies, which will come out right against your wall. But some of the later enemies are ranged units. So building your ballista far away from the edge of the wall means the ranged units will be able to attack your wall, but your ballista won't be able to respond.
Your order?
All right, next task is to train warriors in a barracks. And I almost have the mana orbs the tutorial is called for. So after this fight, I might have enough for that.
With wisdom.
Oh, 9 out of 10. So close. So here, as you can see, that boar died due to the ballista.
Perfect. On the move.
This looks like more fight than my character will be able to handle.
Let's not the train.
But at least I can lure some of them away to finish off the mana orb mission, which is now done. I've collected 11, 14.
Protect your nest. Fine.
All right, so here's our barracks. I'm going to stick the barracks right next to the keep. Why not? And head over to the mana well over here. Hire a unit from the barracks. So click on the barracks and we mouse over. I would like a spearman and an archer. And to get an archer, I'm going to need to make a bow.
With wisdom I move. Yes.
And let's keep patrolling the grounds around the base. As you may have noticed, wood is like almost entirely the bottleneck for building. So getting like buckets and buckets of wood is very useful when trying to progress.
Done.
And also exploiting any resources that you can find out in the world as well is going to be incredibly useful. Leveling up. Perk book. More experience. Done.
Fine. With wisdom,
And here's our
I
spearman.
move.
And now we're not fighting alone.
Arcane winds guide me.
Alright, next part of the tutorial wants me to build a wheat farm. I don't know. I could build it here. I would need to keep this area lit.
Done.
Well, hydrate. Cheers. And then if we are building a wheat farm over here, I'm going to want a storage near over there as well, because that's way too far for anyone to walk home for. So this ground here is corrupted ground, meaning that my hero is immune to corrupted ground, but everyone else is taking dot damage. But destroying the crypt that I just popped is going to remove the corrupted ground over time. Think of it as like Zerg creep, maybe.
Done.
My inventory is also full, so I got to go back to the castle and drop stuff off. Let's reserve 50 wood so that I can build the storage.
Yes.
And once we get back to the castle, I obviously don't have need of 2 silver rings. They're identical. So you can click on this icon here and break down the item. And in this case, I got 4 iron ore back from a silver ring. So the silver ring was counterfeit. It wasn't actual silver.
Arcane winds guide me.
Okay, so now I have a wheat farm going. Once I get a little bit more wood, I'll be able to get a storage over here in the wheat farm. And then I might want to build another woodcutter over in that direction as well.
Done. Fine.
You guys outnumber me just a little bit, don't you?
Perfect. Your order?
Ow.
Yes.
Too strong. Come back later.
Let's magic rain.
So the next part of this tutorial wants me to build a bakery. And for that I need a lot of planks. So instead of saving up for the bakery, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the woodcutter here, knowing that I'm knocking down some trees, and then staffing it up so that we can get more woodcutters going, because that's very much a bottleneck that I'm facing.
Fine.
Essentially, the deeper you travel from your base, the harder the enemies are going to get. So because I don't have much of a... Ooh, there's my archer. Because I don't have much of a combat force, I need to take targets that are closer to my base, waiting for me to get a little bit stronger to clear, like, orc camps.
Done. Fortify. battle. Let magic reign. Magic, strike forth.
Boots, which adds health and energy.
Fortexia Nefret. On the move.
It's going to be nighttime again pretty soon. So I think it is also probably a good time for me to build gates and walls to make it a little bit more difficult for enemies to encroach. And let's make a two Slayers. Hell yeah. Slayers are melee DPSers with high armor pen, whereas the Spearmen go up to Knights, which are tanks. Slayers will turn the tide of this fight a lot, I think. Okay, we have a western wall, we have a southern wall.
Yes.
Is this Warcraft 3 inspired? I would assume. But it deviates enough from Warcraft 3 that it doesn't feel like a cheap clone. In my opinion. Alright, the other things that I would really like to have on these walls is either ballistae or towers. So that we have more coverage. And then on top of that, the amount of wood I am burning for charcoal is quite high. So the more wood collection I can have, the better. There we go. We have an army of 4 out of the 5. So maybe for the last one, I'll get another archer. Meaning making another bow. So we'll have 3 melee, 2 ranged, and then a hero.
Archmage at your service.
The other thing I could do is to get another carpenter to speed up the rate at which I can make planks. Because it seems like we have a decent amount of wood, but it's the plank production that is bottlenecking me a little bit.
Guide me. Fine. Done.
Can you annoy workers by clicking on them? I don't think so. I know what you're referencing. So the undead are rising. All right, so this is a wave survival time. So the walls that I have on the west need some sort of tower. So I could either build a ballista, which shoots bolts, or build a tower, which does AoE. I think I'll build a tower in this case, because it will cover the entire wall.
With wisdom, I move. On the move.
And now we have our full army. Perfect.
Fine.
I'm going to try to do as much of this combat, leaving my hero to do resource collection. Uh-oh. And we leveled up again. Alright, I'm going to get healing. One of these lamps ran out of charcoal.
Yes.
So we got to fight in the dark.
Arcane winds guide me.
And you can see the nighttime terror is that like ghost buff fighting in the dark. Oh, here we go. We have the tower doing some automatic defending on the west. And then I'm aiming to get another ballista on the south so that at least 2 of the cardinal directions are covered, and I don't have to worry as much about them.
Perfect.
So I need 1 more plank for that. So these 2 ballistas should cover the entire southern wall for the most part.
Arcane winds guide me.
Oh, where's my lamp? Damn, it really...
Done.
Oh, they snuck in. Oh yeah, there is a hole here. So I'm gonna need to fill that gap.
On the move.
Poor tutorials like, bakery? Bakery, please? It's like, nope, sorry. I got more important things, but bud, you're just gonna have to wait.
Fine. Your order?
Great, now we have enough charcoal for it, only to realize it's being attacked by a Crypt Stalker. But here's a case where there's a ranged skeletal archer being fired on by the ballista, because the ballista has greater range than the archer. Archer has a range of 7, the ballista has a range of 10. So it stops, it allows us to fire on the archer without having to lose a wall.
Done. On the move. With wisdom I move.
Now I would like my units to be involved in as much combat as possible, as they do level up. So clicking on them, you can see unit rank. So this unit is a grunt rank, 5 out of 70 experience acquired.
Yes.
So this archer, one of my originals, is 33 out of 70, and as they level up, they get stronger.
Arcane winds guide
So keeping units alive as long as you can will make them a lot stronger in the long run.
on the move. With wisdom I move. Order.
Western wall is definitely coming under fire a lot. And I have my units patrolling back and forth, but it's almost daybreak. Alright, we do have a bakery now, so I'm going to drop a bakery... maybe... here. And the bakery is, provides food that also provides morale. So it's better than the vegetables we get off of the vegetable farm, in other words. So if you click on the bakery, it wants me to... Come on. Well, I'll just start doing it. So if I click on the food up here, or over here rather, I'm going to make sure that I have like 50 bread at all time, which is a bit ambitious.
Yes.
But, bread results in positive morale, which will result in my villagers being more productive. Thank you for watching Darfall, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Darfall players.